Good
9 to 5-5. We can see you now, thanks. We've got the suspects under observation. It's that white house over there, the one with the yellow trim. Why don't you get to the shadow of that big tree over there? We'll advise you as soon as the suspect gets for his car.
Yeah. Thanks to Hurricane, we probably on the list somewhere. Fuck the government, they broadcast the lie on air. I snatched the life of a politician live on air. Charlie Kirkham, JFK, blah, blah. 47 puppets should've slayed them. I got questions, need answers, and I'm tired of waiting. How the hell we work for them when we pay them? How the hell we work for them when we pay? Wake the fuck up. You niggas ain't mad enough. R.I.P. Michael Jackson, you ain't bad enough. I'm in the field like a giant, I'm man enough. Black Ops 7 weapons in my fucking trunk. Land of the slave, home the only greed. Where we die to live and we pay to grieve. Born already in debt, cause freedom ain't free. While my own country wanna enslave me. 90s baby, grew up to be a mercenary. Fuck a scope, the iron sight just as deadly. Raised by the beast system, born in the valley. Making niggas say Hail Marys, new Machiavelli. Elon playing God, I'll send him to the cemetery. At Larry Ellison, I'ma send a whole clip. Peter Thiel, I'm watching you, how I feel. Shit. You better never ask me what I do. I reincarnate Hitler for Netanyahu. Whoa! Is that anti-Semitic? Why would niggas die? They anti-sympathetic. Domestic terrorists. Scrolling down Reddit. Coaching all my shooters. JJ Reddick.
America's corporation.
Old like a relic.
Right.
Riding on my enemies is my fetish. Pause. No Diddy.
Dr. Patel, there's been so many conspiracy theories floating around about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Do you have any updates for us, especially in light of all the online
There's some type of bill, I forgot the name of the
The
bill.
only thing we deal with at the FBI and the Department of Justice is facts. We delivered at record speed a manhunt to capture Kirk's alleged assassin in 33 hours.
Yeah, I'm probably on the list somewhere. Fuck the government, I know them niggas won't fight fair. Try to snatch a nigga up while I'm live on there. Won't take me alive, nigga, I don't care. Best beware, go to war, let's declare. China and the US, they a zesty pair. Consolidate all the power, it's a crime today. Blindfold on the people, they can't find a way. Hurricane be the name, bring the storm in your house. I'm a warrior, here's something to worry about. Food stamps cut off, get kicked out your house. Can't stay with my friends, might get kicked off the couch. Fuck that, hit the block, go pick up an ounce. Keep on flipping that shit until you get you a pound. If I hate to talk shit, you gotta fill it with rounds. Popping so many legs and plenty of towns. They telling me hurricane, put the gun down. Fuck that shit, I'm finna last for more rounds. Boom, 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 did you hear the war sound? Fuck government, I'm taking them all down.
Thanks to Hurricane, we probably on the list somewhere. Fuck the government, they broadcast the lie on air. I snatched the life of a politician live on air. Charlie Kirkham, JFK, blah, blah. 47 puppets should've slayed them. I got questions, need answers, and I'm tired of waiting. How the hell we work for them when we pay them? How the hell we work for them when we pay? Wake the fuck up.
Wake the fuck up. Let's burn it down, burn it down. Because a corporation. Let's burn it down, burn it down. America's a corporation. Let's burn it down, burn it down. Corporation. Let's burn it down, burn it down.
With the missile blow up everything, nigga gotta give a fuck about them. Me face everything, they real rage, every rain rains gon' hang, bang bang. When I shot him, came from the bottom of this motherfucker, probably killing every year. Bullets rain shower, got a power. Any motherfucker with the government of parliament, you see him shit with the body of an ornament. I'm gonna shoot a fed right dead in his artery. I'm trying to run. You part of it. Now I'm got a car again, shooting up a fed man. Strangle the nigga, I gotta do it with a headband. Kicking the nigga, I gotta do it like I'm Van Man. Some of the nigga know what I'm listening to red man. Hospital nigga, I gotta beat it with a bedpan. Bedpan, yeah man, fed is a dead man. Breathe. While I smoke on the weed with a down my feet, then live on my knees. I gotta be free, I gotta be me, I gotta be a G, revolutionary to the military. They get it buried, until fly drive, he get it buried with the motherfucking buzz. He sleep with a heat, if I repeat, what I do, what I gotta do, shoot, what I and I shoot, leaving the whole nigga. They hula loose, slipping the dog chickens, the food. While I pull up on the Subaru, bitch ass nigga. Dead by the river, leave that fed dead by the river. Tell the government they next. Who the best server can't be the name, nigga. Check my nigga.
Fuck the corporations. Let's burn it down. Burn it down.
With cooperation.
Let's burn it down. I'ma burn it down.
America's a corporation.
Let's burn it down. Burn it down.
With cooperation.
We can burn it down. Burn it down.
America's a corporation.
Let's burn it down. Burn it down. Or what I like to say in their corporate terms, hostile takeover. Then we burn it down like the Joker did all that money. That motherfucking mobster was looking, oh my God, you burnt all this money. It's like Joker slaying out that bitch. Just to see the look on that motherfucker face, just to haul that nigga out and get him killed. Like, yeah, motherfucker, fuck all this money. It's about the message. Fuck the corporation. Let's burn it down. Burn this bitch. The fuck down.
Idiocracy became real life. Truman Show is my real life. I'm Neo, that red pill, it ruined my life. They praying for our demise. Even an angel not above falling. Conspiracy theorists, I think that's my calling. Reporting live from the Civil War, I'm recording. With my eyes wide shut, Illuminati wanna see us all in a coffin. Deeper vendetta and vigilantes, yeah, we all revolt.
Yeah, it's easy. The traps.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
Dodge your monsters in Dark City. Then you just be brutal, try to fuck with me like Resident Evil. We experiments. Gonna pull the guns out there, kill the quick. The demolition man ain't scared of shit. Simon finished with the case, you prepare for this. I robot, can you see the microchips? Play the nigga forehead over your wrist. They ain't got a nigga alive, they be watching shit. Put a secret spy weird on device and shit. People saying they adapted with no licenses. Got an M&AK for decisive hits. Like watchdog, take a good device and whip. You crash to a motherfucking building, bitch. Pop the clip, in the blick, they click bow. Overkill a nigga, they hit it with more. Wow, hurricane spit in the face is profound. Why these people tripping on gender and pronouns? What about the homeless and government shutdowns? For the government, we shooting them all down. Just like the Matrix, bitch, amazing flips. Shoot you in the face, you bitch, the case dismissed. Send it to the grave, the bitch, they can't convict. I'm the motherfucker from the ancient myth, the cave, the whip. Mighty support the from the start in the Hunger Games. Yeah, you bitches will run for. Set the record straight, these niggas ain't on par. White House down, we killing them all, dog.
Idiocracy became real life. Truman Show is my real life. I'm Neo, that red pill, it ruined my life. They praying for our demise. Even an angel not above falling. Conspiracy theorists, that's my calling. Reporting live from the Civil War, I'm recording. With my eyes wide shut, Illuminati wanna see us all in a coffin. Deeper vendetta and vigilantes, yeah, we all revolting.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom.
All right, let's get off into the news. But first, fuck the government. Gotta hit that ad. It has electrolytes. Let's go.
Hello, I'm from the government, with an update on humanity's gentle slide back into feudalism. As foretold in scriptures like Idiocracy and Back to the Future 2, we are now entering what experts call the Find Out stage. Brought to you by Brondo. It's got electrolytes. And now please rise for our first trillionaire. The product of decades of policy failure, taxpayer handouts, and ketamine. Hail! Of course, when you wake up to the obscene inequality we've enabled, you'll want to fight back. That's why billionaires are building the tools to protect themselves. From you, tools like Palantir. Hi, I'm from Palantir, the military contractor and AI software company, named after the all-powerful Seeing Stones Tolkien warned us not to leave in the hands of evil bastards. Thankfully, we are very wise and balanced, like our CEO, who can't stop talking about killing people, wants an AI arms race, and gets a boner talking about the West's superiority in applying organized violence. And our founder, who thinks Greta is the Antichrist, and no longer believes freedom and democracy are compatible. Hail! By freedom, of course, Pete means freedom for him and his broligarch mates to rule the world. And that's where Palantir comes in. Let's meet some of our valued clients. Hello, I'm from ICE. Kidnapping people off the street is hard work, but not with Palantir. Palantir makes it easy for us to link your tax file, social security license, and plates into AI-driven hit lists. Sure, we mostly use it on migrants now, but Palantir will come in real handy when we need to round up the resistance. Thanks, Palantir. Hello, I'm from the government of Israel. Committing war crimes is hard work, but not with Palantir. AI-assisted targeting makes it simple to murder thousands of people, even if most of them are civilians, according to our own reports. Thanks for supporting our genocide, Palantir. Here at the British government, we heard Palantir is used for war crimes and said, hey, let's give him a contract with our NHS. Could someone abuse that data? No. It's not like Palantir's UK CEO is the grandson of a known fascist, Nazi-loving anti-Semite. Hail! Here at the Australian government, we have no fucking clue. So while others are ditching Palantir due to fears over data safety and its ties to El Duce, we've let Palantir into our defense department, banks, and even supermarkets. G'day, I'm from Coles. Price gouging you wasn't enough, so we hired Palantir to track and cut costs on our already underpaid serfs. Staff. Sadly for us, people are realizing what fucking psychos we are here at Palantir. That's why France just ended our contract. British MPs want us out of the NHS, and GetUp is campaigning to kick us out of Coles, which is a good start. Except Palantir is just one head of the Hydra. The underlying problem are these billionaire shitcuts and the feudal dystopia they're building around us. So if you like democracy, now would be a great time to wake the fuck up and stop them while you still can. This has been a message from your local government franchise. Good luck. Authorized by the Department of Tech Bro Feudalism.
Yep. So where should we start off first? Oh yeah, ICE love kidnapping people off the streets. This is a Fuck the Government podcast. Let's talk about ICE real quick.
His ICE and Border Patrol have had a record number of sex crime charges and convictions since he came back into office last year.
What?
Who's not bringing their best? Let me give you some of the details here. It is absolutely horrific and not at all shocking. Federal immigration agents have faced a record number of sex crime charges since Trump returned to office. The Ohio among us logged 59 ICE and Border Patrol officers charged or convicted of sexual or violent offenses since 2006, Daily Beast Substack reported. Sex crime allegations accounted for 50 of them. 37 involved child victims.
Damn.
Of those cases, 25 were from 2025 and 2026 alone. The previous highest annual peak was 6 in 2020, another Trump year. Quote, these are not people who should be given guns and free reign, said Lynn Tremonte, the Alliance's executive director, who wrote the report. David Brulette, the agent who just shot dead Johann Sebastian Duran, 26, in Biddeford, Maine, had been accused by 2 ex-wives of choking, threats, and violence. I want to show you inside this report. We'll put the link in the description. Key findings. This analysis examined 59 documented cases involving DHS employees involved in civil immigration enforcement, revealing a disturbing pattern of sexual violence, predation against children, that would be sick fucks preying on children, and abuse of authority, a problem that is accelerating rather than improving. The scale of sexual violence is staggering. Of the 59 individuals, 50 have been charged with or convicted of sex offenses and 37 committed crimes targeting children. I thought MAGA loves the children. I thought life is precious. Taken together, 35 individuals committed sex offenses against children, the largest category on the list.
So, the largest category on the list. So, number 2 is just killing people. Yeah, while we're killing y'all people, we're fucking your kids too. When are we gonna fucking wake up and kill these evil motherfuckers? Like real shit. We already know about the fucking race bait, the hate bait, rage bait. Well, how about this? Y'all want to play the race game? How about humans versus aliens? Because it seems like y'all motherfuckers gotta be alien the way y'all fucking up this planet. You want to have a race war? Let's have a race war. Humans versus aliens. Oh, you thought I was gonna go black versus white, huh? Fucked y'all up with that one. Because y'all gotta be aliens. Y'all don't like what the fuck? Like, look, you're poisoning the water, the air, and the food. The CDC making diseases, and everything is nonstop confusion, division, propaganda, and race bait, hate bait, rage bait. And you want us fighting each other so we don't see who the real enemy is, which is your ass. You evil ass government, ICE, parliaments, bankers, corporations, royal family, WEF, the UN, and every other mother royal family that we don't even know the fucking names of. That's really run this bitch. Everybody think it's a pyramid, but behind the fucking shit through the grapevine, it's a fucking needle going up. Motherfuckers think they got power. Shit is being consolidated, compartmentalized all over the goddamn place. When they say a handful of people run this bitch, they literally fucking mean it. A handful. We think it's a pyramid? No, it's a needle. So the pyramid is the motherfucking trap to make you think a shitload of people is involved. But these motherfuckers are just motherfuckers that complying. They don't even know that they sealed their fate by signing on the dotted line. They don't even know. Motherfuckers look down on each other on each level of the pyramid, and they're not even part of the real, true game. No matter how high in their secret societies they are, or in the corporations. It's the needle. I don't look at it as a pyramid no more. The pyramid is destroyed. Now we see what's inside the pyramid. It's a fucking needle. And all these bricks and stones and all this shit are just people that was just covering up the real motherfuckers in power. It's like, think about it. Look at it in this analogy if you don't understand the last one. They have all these law enforcements, militaries. For what? To protect themselves from niggas like me. We got the cops. I got to deal with behind the cops. All right, we got to call the SWAT team. I got to kill the SWAT team. Now they're calling in the National Guard. Oh, shit, got to take that National Guard and the military. How come it just can't be one force? No. I say law enforcement and military should be all you need. But no, everybody got to have secret agents. FBI, CIA, NSA, DOJ, DEA, ATF. What the fuck is all these alphabet boys for? Be thinking it's for foreign motherfucking and war shit. Nah, they're here to police your ass. Yep, just following orders. Just like that Nuremberg shit. Yo, nigga, my sergeant told me to kill those thousands of people with that grenade or that RPG. I'm just following orders. We need to. This is why I say you fucking seal your fate when you sign your name on the dotted line. Then go back to 1967. We should. We need to go back. At this time, we could probably do it right this time. But that shit that happened in 67 in Detroit, we're just now recovering. You know what I'm saying? I could probably say the recovery phase started in around 2009. I can say around 2009, we really, truly got back to just the downtown area, because everything else still looked like motherfucking we get been bombed to oblivion. And there are small pockets of good neighborhoods around Detroit. Small pockets. But everybody know the downtown area is lit. We got 3 stadiums. We got I'm talking about like, yeah, we got a baseball field, football field, and the hockey, and the and the basketball. It's like all right there. We got Fox Theater, we got the Fillmore, we got the music hall, we got the opera house. Downtown is lit. But the hood, you still get treated like shit. Bars. So look, what up, though? We talking about ICE and how these motherfuckers is fucking with kids, and the case is higher than the murders that they're committing.
Cases documented in 2025 and 2026 alone account for 4
Facts. Yeah, guilty by association. Will anybody fuck with the government? I'm killing them. Y'all better quit now while y'all still ahead. Take y'all money out y'all banks, grab y'all pensions, grab your swishers, and roll your blunts, because I'm coming to kill everybody.
2% of the entire list, 25 out of 59 cases. The year 2025 saw 13 cases, and 2026 has already logged 12. Folks, we're only a little over halfway past the year, with more than 5 months remaining. Compare that to 2020, the previous peak year, which had just 6. Several individuals on the list have documented histories of criminal, dangerous, and predatory behavior.
I was just about to say the East Side. They still ain't fixed most of our goddamn roads. It's like, we're going to use the money for the roads. Nigga, the East Side still hitting most places over there. You talk about 6 Mile in Van Dyke. I used to stay on Van Dyke in Georgia. And I stayed on 6 Mile in Press. Yup, 6 Mile, Brick Mile. Man, shit. East like a motherfucker. That's where I'm from. Brewster Projects. And then flowing up through the East. Floating up Mac. Everybody still talk about Mac and Bewick, man. They still say Mac and Bewick is motherfucking still hot. I'm like, God damn, y'all. And got all these churches in the hood. Nobody getting no nothing. Churches, liquor stores, and blah 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 blah. Shit look like The Wire.
That should have disqualified them from any law enforcement job, yet they were hired by Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Anyway, last year, NBC reported that ICE had been skipping the prior background check process to rush recruits.
Said, oh, Detroit Fire Architecture. Yep. I made those 3 shorts. I got to make some more. But here's what I hate. They're trying to create all these buildings to cover it up, but you can see it. You can see the great architecture past all the buildings they're so-called trying to create. And they made that ugly ass fucking building, which is the biggest building in Detroit. Now that bitch look ugly as hell. At least the GM building, the old Renaissance building, it may not be Tartarian, but it's a nice looking fucking building. You know, and plus, like, that was the biggest building for them until they made this piece of shit building. I hope they blow that bitch up. But, you know, every time I look at these buildings, I'm like, haha, that bitch ain't gonna last for 100 years. Or like 200 years. Or 300 years. Or it won't even last 1,000. It won't even make it to 600 before that bitch start crumbling, all the windows crack, and the whole foundation just collapse. All these buildings and the shit that's still gonna be left standing is Tartaria. And when I looked at a wider view of my city of Detroit, and I took away all the new buildings, man, Detroit was lit. Like all these Tartarian buildings all at one spot. I'm like, what the fuck was going on right here? Like literally all these Tartarian buildings, and they all mega fucking structures. Like, what the fuck? And then have the nerve to lie to me and said y'all built that shit within 2 years. Get the fuck out of here. Shit pissed me off. But anyway, let's get back to it. ICE ain't shit.
through hiring and training, resulting in the acceptance of some individuals with pending domestic violence. You want to get to the worst part? Several individuals on the list have documented histories of criminal, dangerous, and predatory behavior that should have disqualified them. Perhaps most ironically, Rashad Johnson, the person in charge of conducting background checks for DHS employees, was convicted of soliciting prostitution involving a minor.
What?
So the very person who's supposed to be in charge of the vetting process was busted for soliciting minors. Who the fuck is in charge of looking at and vetting and approving what bozos, what insane, reckless people, what sickos we're handing guns to go hunt and shoot down brown people, and increasingly white people too? I mean, it's unbelievable. And, you don't only have to look at the sexual violence and the sick predatory behavior where they are preying on children. Look at David Brulette, the ICE agent that literally just assassinated Johann Sebastian Guerrero in Maine. It came out that this guy was severely mentally ill, that he beat multiple ex-wives. Seems that there was some stuff with his daughter in terms of violence. And he lied to the military to get into the military, totally withholding that he had been diagnosed as a young child with bipolar.
Wow.
And that it's like,
and these are the people they're hiring for ICE. They're the same people they hire for the police force.
Chris had said he had tendencies of schizophrenia. Left that part out to the military. There's no shame in having those mental illnesses, but you might not want to hand somebody a gun to be judge, jury, and executioner who clearly have impulse control issues, clearly have some mental health issues. Just listen to the guy. This is audio that just came out where he's screaming, he's taunting his ex-wife on a voicemail, sounds drunk to me, about her bloodline being a bunch of fat people and that they should all have their throats cut. Take a listen.
Most recent call before this week was on November 28th, 2025.
Every single female in your bloodline is nothing but a disgusting fat. And all of you should have your throat cut. Yeah, you should.
This is a guy that the Trump administration gave a gun to. This guy. More on him. His ex-wife, Ashley, had concerns about David's mental health. She also told the paper. David is a U.S. receiving disability for the Department of Veteran Affairs court record show. Ashley told the Press Herald that she had gone to David's superiors with her concerns. She also claimed that David was abusive while they were married for 2 years, beginning when she was 18 years old. Several of David's close relatives gave a fuller picture. They told the AP that he had mental health issues since childhood and was unfit to work for ICE. His disabilities compounded by his service in Afghanistan. He deployed to the country from May 2012 to February 2013. He left the service in December 2015, having attained the rank of sergeant. Quote, Afghanistan destroyed him, trained him to be a killing monster, a machine, an immediate relative said. They took someone who was extremely mentally ill and turned him into a killing machine. Well, it seems you're either extremely mentally ill or have a history of domestic violence or have a history of child sex crimes. All of this seemed to be kind of a growing pattern in terms of ICE agents, in terms of Border Patrol agents. Not to mention, there's been a lot of talk and concern that some of these folks carrying guns are members of Proud Boys or other violent extremist right-wing groups, militia men. And Trump talks about the Mexicans aren't sending their best, or talks about we're going after the worst of the worst. This is the worst of the worst of the worst.
Yeah, we're the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst because we bombed a school full of girls fighting another person's war. It's the U.S.-Iran war. No. What? What? How did this happen? Oh yeah, we got a call from BB, and then after that call, we bombed the school full of girls. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, that's some bullshit.
Just absolutely vile. Here's some more on Mr. Brulette, who just took the life of a 26-year-old father and husband. Report reveals killer ICE agents' abuse of ex-wives threw boiling hot water at his ex-wife. A Washington Post report published Saturday detailed a violent history alleged in court filings against David Brulette. Quote, Ashley Brulette said in an interview that her former husband once threw boiling hot water on her while she was holding their young daughter. The Post report reads. In another instance, she said he kicked open the bathroom door when she was in the shower and pointed a gun at her.
Damn.
I'm sure there's some agents that have the perfect, maybe they are domestic abusers, add on a little sprinkle, little topping of potential child sex crimes, mental illness. I mean, who the hell knows? We have no idea who is vetting these ICE agents, how they're vetting them, how long or short it's taking. And there has been reports that there's been ICE agents admitted through AI background checks. Let me repeat, AI background checks.
Wow.
This is a life or death matter.
AI background checks. So the AI is not only rejecting people from 1,000 jobs and having fake jobs to take your fucking data, but now they're letting in people with fucked up conditions. AI screening. No face-to-face interviews for okay. The AI takeover, along with Palantirity, along with when are we going to motherfucking kill these evil motherfuckers? I'm destroying every flight camera I see. I still got one in sight. I was supposed to be and hit it up, but I want to do it right. I want to do it right. I want to destroy. Part of me wants to destroy it. Another part of me wants to get the black plastic bag, or a brown paper bag, and just cover it up. But like, I don't want nobody to uncover it or the wind blow it off and all this shit. I just wanted to fucking destroy it. Just like one guy did on the video. He's like, man, I don't want to put no bag over it. I don't want to spray paint it. I don't want nobody to come over here and try to fix the shit. I want this bitch fully destroyed. I want to take this bitch home and dismantle it and scatter this bitch in 4 parts of myself. I was like, God damn, I feel you. That's the way we got to go. Fuck being subtle. Be destructive. Because they ruin our lives, and some people kill us by sitting behind a desk with an ink pen. I'm about to kill him with the ink pen, Jason Bourne style, on the first Bourne Identity. He fought that nigga in that room. Stabbed him up with that ink pen. I was like, God damn, this is a good fucking movie. I saw that shit. I was like, this is a pretty good movie. Then I wasn't really digging all the other ones. They're trying to give Matt Damon a franchise. He got his franchise. You got your franchise, but I like the first one better. There was a fish out of water, didn't know what the fuck was going on, and your reflexes kicked in and did something. Now you know who you are. I would have shot everybody in that room when he had that bitch on that sniper scope. I was like, bitch, I'm watching you now. I got the scope on you now, bitch. But I want to talk. I choose to talk. But still, though. But anyway, yeah, that's that. I think there's still some more left.
Because, especially if you're brown or black, but even white people nowadays, if you are pulled over by an ICE agent or you're followed by an ICE agent, you don't know if they're carrying a full stack up there. And again, I'm not belittling or shaming.
Yeah, not only you don't know if a motherfucker carry a full deck of cards in their head, meaning, you don't know if they have all their marbles or not. We got to deal with, like I always say, I'm gonna keep on saying this. 45% of this country can't read at a 6th grade level or below. So not only we dealing with motherfuckers that don't have no marbles, we dealing with motherfuckers that can't read, comprehend, or use critical thinking skills. I just follow orders.
I have depression. I take medication. Mental illness is a real thing. But certain types of people with certain types of background, you do not want to carry a gun or have law enforcement responsibilities or privileges. Literally, Trump, since he's been back in office, sex crime charges and conviction, the most of the last 20 years for ICE and Border Patrol. Worst of the worst. And then some. We will stay on it. Please support SAT.
Yep. That's from Status Coop News. They be having boots on the ground. Like literally, motherfuckers be out there. But let's get to where it's at. Where is that? Yeah, we're gonna go right here. This new bill that just got passed.
Fight 7 wars or whatever, how many fronts they have
Yeah, but
in
Brandon
any
has
given time
election
without
rights, right?
the United States paying for most of it, which we do. And so we can withdraw the support and thereby control, at least theoretically control Israel's behavior. We never have, but we could. This would, if it becomes law, integrate the militaries to such an extent that the United States would actually be at the mercy of Israel. So Israel withdraws technology, and the United States military is hamstrung. So it would actually put Israel in the driver's seat.
That's right. 100% correct. And as such, it's adverse to the national security interests of the United States of America.
So that's former 8-term Congressman Dennis Kucinich. If you remember him from some of the presidential runs, you'll remember that mainstream media was like, Dennis Kucinich, he's crazy. He's against us funding Israel. Apparently not crazy. So what they're talking about is Section 219, which takes away American sovereignty and merges the technology of our military with Israel's military. So we're going to tell you a lot more about that, but I'm also going to come back to, yes, but what do Jewish Americans think of what's happening in this regard? And some of those numbers might shock you. So we'll come back to that. But Anna, tell us about Section 219 and what happened here.
Well, it does look as though pressure from voters, which tends to still work, has slightly moved Democratic Congressman Adam Smith's decision or position on supporting Section 219. Now, let me just pause and say the fact that this Democratic lawmaker ever supported the idea of merging a foreign military with our own is disgusting and treasonous. And in fact, he's one of the leaders in the Armed Services Committee who blocked Representative Ro Khanna's amendment to strip Section 219 from the National Defense Authorization Act. So he's part of the problem. But he apparently got so much pushback from his constituents that he's like, yeah, maybe I'm changing my mind a little bit. I really want to save my political career. So anyway, this is relevant, again, because he's the head of the House Armed Services Committee, and it is also important to note that he blocked Ro Khanna's amendment. But now, here's what he's saying. According to the Wall Street Journal, he said, quote, "It's my position that the provision should be stripped out." Fascinating. Now, he explains that he was driven by the talks he's been having with his constituents. Thank you to those constituents. I love you and appreciate you. He cited the case of a Turkish American activist who was slaughtered by Israeli settlers in the West Bank as part of his reasoning behind it. Smith described himself as a strong supporter of Israel's right to exist, but very critical of the Netanyahu government, especially its West Bank policies. He also says you have to put pressure on Israel somewhere. And I want to be clear that the problem with Israel isn't simply the fact that it's led by a genocidal freak like Benjamin Netanyahu. If you look at polling, the vast majority of Israelis absolutely love the slaughter of innocents and love the idea of expanding their borders, but I digress. Now, it seems the same ridiculous argument in favor of deregulating or keeping AI deregulated is the same argument that goons like Representative Smith are using to defend a possible military merger at the same time. So Bradley Bowman, by the way, he's from the Foundation for Defense of Democracy, said this to the Wall Street Journal, quote, "We need to compete with China," he says. "That requires learning from beleaguered democracies like Ukraine, Taiwan, and also Israel, which is the best in the world in some areas of defense tech." Okay. And then the Wall Street Journal editorial board says this: "Israel excels at going from concept to fully funded combat capability, a U.S. weakness. Why the F have we been providing close to $1 trillion a year to the Pentagon if you're going to tell me that our military..." Seriously, explain it to me. Why are American taxpayers shelling out more and more money every single year to our Pentagon, which hasn't passed a single audit, not one? And then on top, we're going to hear from the Wall Street Journal editorial board about how, like, oh, the Americans, they need the Israelis. We absolutely must merge our militaries because our military, dog crap. They can't get it done. Their combat capabilities, trash. We need the Israelis. First of all, I'm not buying it. Second of all, it's amazing to me how many goons and fools in this country, both politics and our media, will literally trash our own country and our own military in order to defend Israel's greed, because that's what this. Israel doesn't like the fact that the American people are against them. They don't want to deal with the criticism. So wouldn't it be easier to, kind of skirt the whole MOU thing where we send them billions of dollars every year and instead just have them in our military, taking advantage of the $1.5 trillion that Trump is asking for the next National Defense Authorization Act?
So when he went to explain why Israel's so important, that is a super weak excuse that we need to be better at fully funded combat capability.
Are we not fully funded?
I mean, wait, how could Israel be more fully funded than us? If he's talking about quick response in combat, Apparently, the Iranians are the best in the business at it. The Ukrainians are pretty good. I'm going to merge our military. Okay, Iran's an enemy. They don't need to be. They are because Israel made them our enemy. But okay, let's go to Ukraine. Are we going to merge our military with Ukraine because they've very quickly adjusted to what the Russians did and fought back? No, of course not. We would never consider that. Over something as simple as we need to adjust a little bit quicker in the battlefield.
Right, adjust with Ukraine. Like I said, Ukraine is a bunch of pussies. Let us get in NATO. No, you're not getting in NATO. But let's use your land so we can facilitate our bullshit. Oh, yeah, and we want you to go attack Russia. Come on, here, take this money, take these weapons and bombs, and take some coke. Most importantly, take the money. All right, I'm about to do peace negotiations with Putin. No, you ain't about to do no peace negotiations, bitch. I am Boris Johnson. And you're going to take this money, this coke, and these weapons and bombs.
Well, why don't we get our military?
And no, you're not getting in NATO. But we're going to use your land to facilitate our bullshit. Now go sniff some more coke and count that money.
To learn how to adjust quicker.
You know what?
Do we not have eyes? Do we not have satellite? Do we not have Starlink? Do we not have any intelligence? We don't know what the Ukrainians did. We don't know what the Iranians did. Do you have lame and weakness excuses?
No, Jake.
And one more, Anna. And apparently it requires a full merger of our military technology so they can have it all in order to do this tiny little thing that we could do on our own.
How many hours did it take the IDF to respond to October 7th? How many hours? How many effing hours did it take the IDF to respond to Hamas on October 7th? I believe it was 6 hours.
Real quick, when's the last time you actually checked your Medicare plan? Can't remember?
6 freaking hours.
Yeah.
And they have the audacity, the Wall Street Journal editorial board has the audacity to tell us that our military is garbage and we need the Israelis. The Israelis are so much more superior than the Americans are, right? Their capabilities are incredible. It only took them 6 hours to respond on October 7th. These people are so ghoulish and disgusting. I can't stand it anymore. And to the constituents who apparently applied enough pressure to get this gross congressman to maybe reconsider his position, thank you. Keep your boot on his head, okay? Ensure that this provision is stripped out of the final bill. Because once this is done, there's no going back. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. So as usual, what is the amendment that is proposed to strip out this provision? It's the Kana Massey amendment. There they are again, the only people doing anything in Congress. So let's go to Tom Massey explaining why. He said, my amendment to strip Section 219 from the NDAA was rejected last week by the Rules Committee without even a debate. But their rule for the NDAA didn't pass the House. When we reconvene, I will offer my amendment again to strip the merger of our military supply chain with Israel's. So there's no need for that merger, as Massey on the right explains, or O'Connor on the left explains. But on top of that, they didn't even allow a vote. So that's how much Israel controls us, where they go, you're not even allowed to have your representatives who work for us anyway have a vote on this. No, you are to merge our militaries based on the weakest excuse we've ever had in creation. And you have no voice at all. And you're to all shut up and do as Israel orders you to do, but they don't control us at all. And that's an anti-Semitic position. No, to be fair, we merged our military with Honduras a couple of weeks ago, and there was no vote on that either. Oh, right. No, that hasn't happened with any other country, would never happen, including with huge allies that have enormous militaries like the UK, France, Canada. There's no talk of merging our militaries. There's none of that. Only Israel. And no votes allowed. Okay? Now, there's one other aspect of this, Anna, that I want to talk about. So this is all painted as, but if you object, you're an anti-Semite. That's interesting, because there's new polling out from the Associated Press, and it confirms all the other polls that I've seen, but that you never see unless you're watching the Young Turks, honestly. So you've heard me say this that many times, and the Associated Press confirms the other poll that I got, by the way, from the Jewish American Press, which is that the earlier poll said 63% of Jewish Americans are opposed to the current Israeli government. Associated Press confirms over 60% of Jewish Americans currently opposed to the Israeli government, right? That doesn't mean they hate Israel or they're opposed to the Israeli nation or Israeli people, but they're against Netanyahu's government. Only a third of Jewish Americans support Benjamin Netanyahu's government. Now, part of the reason I tell you that, I've got more, but part of the reason I tell you that is because if you turn on a television set or you read a mainstream media outlet, you'd never think that Jewish Americans were opposed to the Israeli government. You would think, if you oppose the Israeli government, you're a vicious anti-Semite. I mean, that's what they say 24/7. In fact, Alyssa Farah-Griffin said it to Marjorie Taylor Greene today. When Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about AIPAC's influence on elections on The View, she's like, that is an anti-Semitic thing to say. Well, are 63% or over 60% of Jewish Americans anti-Semites? But wait, 4 out of 10 say that Israel went way too far in Gaza, and their actions were unjustified. Did you get a sense that 40% of Jewish Americans were livid about what happened in Gaza? Do you know that 30% of Jewish Americans call what happened in Gaza a genocide? Okay, so you never hear from those folks because it's not convenient for Israel. What is convenient for Israel is to pretend that they represent all Jews and all Jewish Americans, and that any criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic and hence must be shut down by definition, never allowed in media. So under their absurd ideology, which almost everyone in media agrees to, including what just happened today on television, right? Mm-hmm. And according to all of our politicians, that means that about 2/3 of Jewish Americans are anti-Semitic because they also have morals and say, no, what's going on in Israel and Gaza is not right, right? So only 1/3 support the lunatic Netanyahu government. And yet if you turn on television, you'd think it was 200% of Jewish Americans, which by the way is also anti-Semitic, actually anti-Semitic. To say that Jews are in favor of a genocide when they're not, to say that they're in favor of this barbaric Netanyahu government when they are not, okay? So, and then you see, this isn't about religion, this isn't about Jews or Muslims or Christians. No, this is about one nation that has brilliantly figured out how to get a hold of our government. And the way you do it is you buy up the media and you are the #1 contributor to members of Congress. It's that simple. And then you have the country until online media came along. And that's why now they're furious because this type of stuff would have passed with no one noticing. Because, you know, to this day, mainstream media has barely written about this.
They don't. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
almost nothing.
The Wall Street Journal's editorial board wrote about it.
And only because Adam Smith had flipped on it.
That's exactly right.
And they're like, this has got to pass for Israel. By the way, we're not controlled by Israel.
Our military is trash. We need Israel. We spend $1 trillion a year on our military, but they just can't do it. Sorry. We need Israel. They're so advanced with their technology. Their intel is so great. Their intel is so great that they couldn't even figure out that Hamas was plotting October 7th, even though the intelligence was literally in their own hands.
See, Rupert Murdoch's a great example. Rupert Murdoch owns Wall Street Journal, Fox News, New York Post. Those are the most Zionist outlets in America by a lot. Rupert Murdoch is a crazed lunatic Zionist, not Jewish.
Zionist.
But he loves and supports every war and every genocide and every piece of torture that Israel does. Murdoch loves it. I don't know, maybe because he's Darth Vader and he's like, oh, they look almost as evil as I am, right? So that is why when you say owned by Zionists, it doesn't necessarily mean Jewish people at all, okay? So that entire operation owned by Murdoch, not at all Jewish, but as radical as Zionists as you will find on planet Earth. And so all those guys are purposely not covering Section 219, except Murdoch goes, you attack Adam Smith. He has defied Israel, right? And that editorial board completely reports into Rupert Murdoch, 100% controlled by him.
Benjamin Netanyahu defended Israeli settlers in the West Bank today while talking to Dana Bash on CNN. Just understand what our media is and do yourself a huge favor. Check out what's being said and reported with Israeli media because they tell the truth. They assume that no American's ever going to read what they're saying and writing about and reporting on. So they actually report the truth. You should read those publications.
And guys, that is the same reason why Netanyahu and some of the Israelis are so frustrated now that America won't bend as quickly and easily as they normally.
Our government does.
Our government does, but not the people. And that's why they're not allowing votes, because they're worried. It's not like they'd lose the vote. All those servants of Israel would vote to merge our militaries anyway. They're all in favor of it. That's why it's sailing through Congress without a vote.
But they have to deal with the reckoning.
But if they were to put their name on the vote, they know they've lost the American people, and then they would have to account for why the hell did you merge our militaries and cost us all of our intelligence and trillions of dollars that we spent on our technology, intelligence, and data. And so they don't want those consequences, but they're all panicked in this scenario because in the old days, they 100% controlled mainstream media. And so they would just lie to you 24/7, say, oh, they're the victims and all this stuff, and they're only doing self-defense, and all the Muslims are savages and terrorists who need to be killed, right? But now, we have to merge our militaries because Israel helps us so much. They have all of these talking points that have never been challenged. The minute online media challenged them, poof, boom, house of cards, right? Oh, us merging our militaries today in that Wall Street editorial board conversation, they were like, oh, that helps America more than it helps Israel.
Yeah,
giving Israel $320 billion helped us more than it helped. And you know what I say to that? Great, then we'll help Israel. You give us all of your technology without getting anything back from us, and you give us $320 billion. Because apparently it's going to help you so much. You're welcome. And they go, no way. Israel doesn't owe you anything. You owe Israel everything, right? Including your entire military. Merge them right away. No votes allowed. But Israel doesn't control. My ass, it doesn't control. This shows you definitively that Israel controls our Congress.
Note it.
No, but Anna, the debate we have is whether it's 80, 90, or 100% controlled. So if they merge this without a vote, then yeah, okay, you can say Trump's not 100% because he sold F-35s to Turkey, but Congress has always been Israel's bitch.
To the American people, keep your boot on their necks.
Okay, super last thing. Look, guys, under Obama does a deal that Israel doesn't like with Iran. Okay, it's exceptions to the rule. You know, Trump selling the F-35s, Obama doing the Iran deal. I don't know if there's a third example of a U.S. president defying Israel. I know Kennedy did. Anyway, now, when it comes to Congress, though, as Obama was saying no to Israel, the Democrats and Republicans were giving standing ovations to Netanyahu in Congress. Yep. They were bowing to him, like, oh, your great leader has arrived. Who cares about stupid President Obama? And now the Republicans are like, who cares about stupid President Trump? Oh, Netanyahu, Israel, we bow, right? You tell me Congress isn't controlled. 94% of Congress got checks from the Israeli lobby. It's obvious, overwhelming control. Every time you ring the bell.
Yep. 94% of Congress got money from Israel. Yeah. Now we on the last one.
Prosecutor investigating U.S. boat strikes and torture allegations in Ecuador in connection with the Trump war crimes blowing up those boats off the coast of Venezuela. The prosecutor was assassinated in a courageous scoop by Camilla Lourdes Galarza. She writes about how she uncovered NASA images and videos of the U.S. Coast Guard corroborating testimony of victims, and then the prosecutors working on the case and the main prosecutor was shot and killed in broad daylight.
God damn.
Paul talks about this deeply disturbing story about how these survivors of the U.S. The main prosecutor was shot and killed in broad daylight. Crystal Ball talks about this deeply disturbing story of victims, and then the prosecutors working on the case and the main prosecutor was shot and killed in broad daylight. Crystal Ball talks about this deeply disturbing story about how these survivors of the U.S. boat strikes, Operation Southern Spear, as Trump and Hegseth and Southern Command are calling it, how these survivors were kidnapped when they returned to Ecuador. They were tortured for days by the military. The prosecutor investigating their claims was just assassinated after the prosecutor's boss, who effectively was like the attorney general, was telling the prosecutor, stay away, just say it was a random disappearance, don't dig any further. And this prosecutor, her name was Alexandra Bravo, she continued to investigate the allegations by 36 survivors who say that after they survived U.S. strikes, they got back to Ecuador, they say they were tortured, that they were kidnapped, and she was trying to get to the bottom of it. And
damn, y'all supposed to die after these boat strikes. Kidnap them and torture them? Damn. Fuck our government.
Killed over there. Upon arriving at the crime scene, officers say they found 5 9mm shell casings and Bravo's injured driver, but no sign of a police detail that was supposed to be assigned to protect her. Police Directorate, which operates entirely under the executive branch, launched a probe to determine was there an internal security breach, according to this article. Now, who sits at the top of that government? None other than a guy named Daniel Noboa. Who is Noboa? He's from Miami. He's a Miami-born billionaire who Trump put in Ecuador. Remember, we covered the Noboa election over there. Donald Trump doing ground, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but there are currently active ground invasion and wars, the Trump regime and Noboa. There are lots of people who raise allegations about Noboa, his family in the area, and that Noboa could be using these troops to just further cement his dictatorship and his control in Ecuador, saying they're going after narco traffickers, but really just going after people who they believe are enemies in the way that Donald Trump has labeled anybody who disagrees with him now. Think about the language, very similar. Anybody who doesn't agree with Trump, he's using the language of Noboa, he's using the language of his other dictators that he puts in Western Hemisphere. You're a communist, he says it's the biggest threat, bigger than the Nazis, right? What's Trump's speech that he gives lately? The communists are here, this is more dangerous than Hitler, more dangerous than 9/11, they're amongst us. And, you know, that's how he refers to people who just don't agree with him politically. People, you know, who want access to healthcare and affordable housing. He says worse than the hijackers on 9/11 and Adolf Hitler. And that's the dehumanizing language that's used to kill whole classes of people. Fernando Bastias, a renowned human rights attorney with with a Geneva-based World Organization, says, I can't make any assertion yet regarding this being a political assassination, but evidently, when a prosecutor is killed because of the investigation they're conducting, that's something we've learned from our experience in Ecuador. The Operation Southern Spear, it's already killed 221 people have been killed when the Trump regime kills these fishing boats. A lot of the data that comes out, just so you know, is that the criteria for attacking the boats, there's not a criteria that the boats be proven to actually have drugs on them at all. Just think about that. That's not a criteria.
I've been saying that.
The
They kept saying
criteria
alleged.
is very murky. There's no due process, and the Trump regime just kills people. Just kills one after another. You will also recall that the former commander of Southcom resigned, did not want any part of this, and the Trump regime put in a new person at Southern Command. I want to bring, and had to drop site covered this, and the reporter Camilla Lawrence Galarza. Again, it's a very courageous scoop, of course, obviously, where journalists, just like prosecutors, are targeted for doing stories like this. Let's bring in Harry Littman from the Talking Feds YouTube channel, Talking Feds Substack, and Talking Feds podcast. Harry, I think it is important to give the same disclaimer that, the human rights lawyer who watches what happens there, at this point, what we do know is the prosecutors on these cases get killed. Definitively, when you're run by a dictatorship that then does the investigations, I put that in quotes, it's often murky at best to find out what actually happened. But I think this is a broader conversation that we should be having. I think we should not ignore what's happening in Operation Southern Spear, which to me is just something that we'll be talking about a lot in future generations as one of the darkest things that you do, along with USAID and killing all of these people so cruelly. But Harry, also, this is what Trump wants. This is Trump's view, in my view, of the legal system, of what unfavored prosecutors have happened to them and what favored people get. What do you make of all this, Harry?
Yeah, it makes the head spin, Ben, doesn't it? But starting with Trump, these are the kinds of tyrants who are countries where anyone looking into anything government does winds up getting shot, again, in broad daylight. That's only something that can happen where the lawless control the streets. That's the kind of thing that it seems like it's in the movies, and also a key difference between a free society and not. We've seen all these struggles to the south of us, mainly Mexico, etc. When a prosecutor, it's happened once here, and it was a total crisis. But if a prosecutor gets killed based on the cases she or he is working, you have a system in breakdown. Look, the stuff you're talking about, the murders in broad daylight, and all the apparent corruption and gun running, etc. Let's just say, without any further proof, okay, that's all Ecuadorian stuff. But it really doesn't take too much surmise or flights of fancy to think that there's some connection to what's going on in our attacks that are still happening off the coast. It's a really important theme. We forget there's a scandal. It comes to light. There's a little bit of hubbub, or somebody in Congress says something, or there's somebody's on cable TV. Then we move on, and it's almost a kind of technique or strategy, and we move on to the next scandal. And then there's a reprisal prosecution, or then there's a elective war. The other things, illegal as they may be, continue. And yeah, every time I've gone back and checked, and I've done it a few times, it remains the case that we are doing these absolutely illegal under international law murders of people in boats off the coast of South America. You may not. We proffered this at the time when it became a big thing, this extremely weak justification that, remember, with the second strike and the innocent people who were killed, but the overall justification for these sorties is that these people are literally, that's what it has to be under international law, making war on us. They seek to take the drugs, and we don't know where they're going, but the argument is, and they can just, if getaway come, to the United States and for some reason never tested by a court, and I think doesn't hold water at all, that is tantamount, literally, because otherwise you couldn't try to make this legal under international law. That is tantamount to an act of war against the country. The same thing as, we're doing in Iran. Is it the narco terrorists who constitute a kind of nation by any other name? That doesn't seem too good. Is it Ecuador itself? But whatever. These things that are going on, and we're just blowing people out of the water. And certainly there's reason to think, these guys. Well, even some of them don't seem to be involved with drugs. But the ones that are, they're running drugs. They are not making war on the United States. They are not whatever Castro in 1961 and the like. They're trying to eke out a living, and it involves narcotics. That's just not a justification for the United States of America to go in and blow them up. And again, there's all this, including assassinations in broad daylight on the one hand, and this ongoing American effort on the other. I spent a lot of time in the Department of Justice trying to talk people down off the ladder of conspiracy theories, and I'm not even deep into Trump 2.0 ready to say that we're like behind, the assassination of the prosecutor. But I just think it's clear that there's some connection here. There's some overlap with the players. There's some, kind of knowledge on our part of what's going on, and that itself is a sort of corruption. Now you can hear international folks say, "Oh, that's the way you guys are naive," etc. But it does seem to me, just like with the operations themselves, is this now what the government of the United States of America, what sandbox they now play in down in South America? What does that mean for our standing in the world and that part of the world, etc.? Not questions you would have quickly jumped to a few years ago or 10 years ago, but man, oh man, just look at Venezuela, or while he has thrown around his weight 50% tariffs on Canada 2 days ago. It is not, I think the niceties of international law don't deter the administration at all. And again, I want to end where I sort of started, which is to say, with even just, if you posit it's isolated, one has nothing to do with the other, we have to affirm, again, this is illegal acts of war. You're not, with even just, if you posit it's isolated, one has nothing to do with the other, we have to affirm, again, this is illegal acts of war. You're not permitted to just, boom, assassinate people off the coast who are, basically doing what in the United States you would arrest them, etc. If this were right there, you could just go and, shoot drug dealers in cold blood. We've taken liberties there for political reasons or personal reasons of Donald Trump that are just not consistent with the law.
Hypothetical that was given during the absolute immunity oral argument.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or these types of hypotheticals. Donald Trump orders these types of murders. Has SEAL Team 6 do certain things? Has the CIA do all of this? It's uncovered that he's doing these things. Do you get absolute immunity? Donald Trump's lawyer? Absolutely, he gets absolute immunity. For sure. And the liberal justices said, well, isn't that concerning? To which the far right-wing justices, for which there's 6 of them, said, no, he's never going to do any of that. We're worried that you're going to chill his decision-making on routine matters. He's never going to do that. To which the liberal justices said, you got to be kidding me. You don't think, of course he's going to do that. Why do you think his lawyer is saying he's going to do that? So his lawyer's putting in the freaking paperwork that he's going to do it. No, we don't want to chill what he's going to do. Okay, then you grant him absolute immunity. Harry, it's all perfectly foreseeable. History can seem so complex, but at the end of the day, you can boil down it sometimes to a true or false multiple choice question on a history exam about how a democracy or a justice system was ultimately destroyed, in any event.
Yeah, and it looks really different from one side and the other. Remember that great hypothetical was first offered in the Court of Appeals, Judge Pan, as the kind of killer argument that obviously defeated immunity. And now it goes up to the Supreme Court, and it's the actual, crazy notion that shows how far out there the immunity decision is. We've done this big switcheroo and jiu-jitsu move on it between the Supreme Court and Donald Trump. So the inconceivable has, in many different instances, quickly become conceivable and then probable during Trump 2.0 in particular.
WTF, man. That's why I wake up and I go, that's the title, is What the F. That's the book from the My brothers, pre-order it now. It comes out in October. Harry and I are going to work.
Yep, it's a book called What the Fuck America. Now about to get up out of here, about to play some tracks, probably like 2 or 3 tracks, and then we go get up out of here. Shout out to Low Key from Jersey. It's the Fuck the Government Podcast, episode 66. Jersey. Shout out to Low Key from Jersey.
It won't be no order in a new world. Child of the ghetto, I was raised by a cruel world. Life is a bitch, but I just bought her some new pearls. This bitch hold 100 in the clip. She my new girl, yeah. And she my dog, she my dog. If I feed a bullet, she gon' be walking all night long. Yeah. And I'm a dog, I'm a dog. She only hit my line when she want a pussy dog. With my dogs, where you at, Mr. Fuck the Government? That's my dog. That's my dog, that's my dog. That's my dog, yeah. And my dog, Smokey voice. Sovereignty, my only choice. Will sell my soul for no invoice. I call silence holy noise. See, my demons got some toys. The abyss in my eyes, witness the void. I'm ready to die, nigga. You can live like a goy. In the spirit realm, I'm undefeated, feel like Floyd. The devil tried to buy my soul, I know that boy annoyed. Full-time crash out, don't ask where I'm employed. Don't ask me, I'm a dog, I'm a dog. This bitch hold 100, can't even fit in my drawers. I'm a dog, I'm a dog.
Yeah, low key, that's my dog. About to load up the chopper, knock your brains on the wall. Yeah, low key, that's my dog. About to load up the chopper, knock your brains on the wall, bitch. Know the dog, got to send it off like a motherfucking rocket. Yeah, bitch, you take it off. I'm a dog, yeah, I'm taking charge. I'll rip your ass apart if you step into my yard. I'm a dog, yeah, I got a bar screen, fucking government, yeah, I'm killing all of y'all. I'm a dog, see you looking soft, y'all want the club banging this, ain't that type of song. It's a murder, gotta call it bloody murder. My dog's hungry, now your people getting nervous. Picture perfect, pull back the iron curtain. It's not a civilization here, it's a prison circus. Now you're running, women 10, 1100, got some money, shit cost 700. Get the bustin', pop a cow in the stomach, pop the witnesses when they ain't saying nothing.
Domain expansion.
Road One Production.
Welcome to the abyss.
The unstoppable one, I am the illest, no doubt. Sporadic, eternal fire, there is no putting me out. I'm sending fiery rain, destroy your cities and towns. The government never changed, so I'm taking them out. The FBI is a bitch, the CIA is a bitch, the NSA is a bitch. I know you watching this shit, we fuck around and get hit. My rebels fully equipped, they take the enemy down and ride out in the whip. I'm counting all of the chips, we about to go on the flight. World leaders get hit, assassination delight. We find out through the night, like Batman in this bitch. I'll vanish with kicks, punches, and damage and shit. I call my gun Michael Knight, that bitch come with a kit. AI, robotic weapons, that bitch be dropping this shit. Explosive hollows exist, and turn your body to mist. The god of fire is here, now welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss.
Woo, now I miss my dark style.
Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss. The immovable one. Welcome to my domain. Chopper fed into pieces. Throw away the remains. Rapid fire in chains. Hear you screaming in pain. My pride, body, your flame. Disintegrate all your lanes. Your fans couldn't have to change. so I'm hunting you down. I know you got me surrounded, I'm staying taking you out. I'm hacking shit with my phone, turn out all of the lights, popping cops go. I gotta do through the night, in the heat of the night. I keep the heat with the sight, in your sleep as I snipe. While you sleep with your wife, I'm hopping from roof to roof, ninja warrior shit. My RPG is equipped, your helicopter got hit. I cause a solar eclipse and send a fiery storm, exploding government buildings. Revolution reborn. I am the shit, just admit. This is that warrior mix. The god of fire is here. Now welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss.
Fuck the Government Podcast, episode 66.
Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Let me kick it off, time to break you off, hit you with the sword, sword off, take your head off, hit you in the wrong, hold off till the grave dawn, shallow grave of more, take off till Niagara Falls, hiding from the law, face off like a big page, gauge with a switchblade, display, yo, bringing case to the rib cage, horror shit, like a horror flick, bet you wanna wish that I won't do all the shit that I wanna spit, fuck the shit, got a bunch of things on the bucket list, taking out fairs, politicians in the government, music enemy, your brain, watching all the public, you will own nothing and be happy, that's some sucker shit, talk swamp, with a bomb, call me Killer Kong, stop it with a bomb, fire them up like a sister bomb, just a bomb, get a bigger bombs from the bigger song, call a missing bomb, coming out of the synagogue, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all, fuck them all, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Say the dog, time to pay the cost because I'm a boss, but we lost in the fucking songs, hanging with the laws, cause they all undercover laws, trying to stay your heart, knock you off, go your fucking door, get the dope song going hard on the fucking fuck, Comatell Pro, in the bed, in the fucking head, by his elbow, yeah bro, hopping out the whip, saying yeah ho, red, that's the toxic, pop, been a hero, his face, beating Bill Gates, with some milk crates, fucking deep fake, I'ma destroy the deep state, confidential files, I'ma put that shit on eBay, chasing feds down, shoot them all on the freeway, at a speedway, shot a cop, eating cheesecake, fucking clean slate, beat your body with a knee brace, fucking deflate, can't wait till they leave me, no delay, can't wait till the heat spray.
We interrupt this program. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow.
Fuck the Government Podcast.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. A nuclear attack was commenced against the United States. 15 nuclear bombs have detonated in several areas across the country. They include Baltimore, Boston, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Contingency plan, I got mine on my hip. Knocking on his door, I'll send you with Christ live. Contingency plan, I'm with your bitch in the mix. We got 10 goods, but this hoe wanna eat my dick. Contingency plan, I'm standing tall in the collapse. They wanna govern our mind and study how we all react. Fingers on triggers, watch freedom fall right in our lap. Contingency plan, shit hit the fan, no going back. A coward die 1,000 deaths, I'ma die once. My contingency plan, real niggas to the front. Grab a bat, grab a sword, grab a gun. Bullets raining like a hurricane, reload the drums. The purge, my home away from home. Wait, here I come, rule number 1. When it's beat, never run. Let them shells cook a nigga alive, he well done. Baptized by fire, feel like Satan, son. Chosen ones need to unite, there's more than one. Left, right, paradigm can trick a real one. My niggas acting like I wasn't in the field once. Last night I had a dream before fought for freedom and we won. And I put that on my unborn son, straight slaughter. I put that on my unborn daughter. My contingency plan includes your bloodline and torture. Yeah. Divine enforcer. Yeah, all that greed, look at what it cost you. Holy Bible in my hand, I sent him to the altar. Married to the smoke, me and my pistol at the altar. Contingency plan, I got mine on my hip. Knocking on this door, I'll send you where Christ live. Hurricane, what's your plan?
My contingency plan is go ballistic. It's simple expensive time to bring the rules, so pay attention. Power structure was cut down to simultaneous. Blow it up, everything is so perennious. I'm the angriest dude, real pistols are dangerous. Ball strapped to my chest with the zaniness. Keep on naming this double weapon, I stole it. Throwing politicians and feds up in the ocean. Where's my opponent? Show me my opponent. Billionaires at Davos, I gotta smoke them. After you win, I pick them up and throw them. Fuck all the talking, it's time for us to show them everything. With the raiders in my veins, burning everything. Ain't no leaving, no dead remains, better feel the pain. In the name of the hurricane, if we don't kill the government, this shit will never change.
Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay.
This is Fuck the Government Podcast. We out. And we'll be back later, hopefully, for an HHS special report with your Anchorman Hurricane and my lovely UK correspondent Vanta. We're going to talk about what the fuck going on with Andy Burnham, PlayStation, and probably, some tech about the cell phone. We're going to have to protect our privacy. That's our retirement plan. Protecting our fucking data, freedom, and privacy. Shouts out to piracy. Yo ho ho and a bottle of fucking rum. Because they're trying to take away our motherfucking disc. No disc, no buy. That's why I still got my PS4. And my 360 and my Xbox One S. But anyway, we'll be back later. So catch y'all on the next. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Branches, Joe Moore. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Marcy T. Shout out to Live and Learn. And I'll catch y'all in a minute. Probably give me you already know where I'm about to get back. Give her time to chill. Then we'll go live probably around 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock. We'll see how the game go. Hopefully YouTube don't fuck with me. Keep your fingers crossed. But if all else fails, at least you got a Fuck the Government podcast. It's been probably a couple weeks since I did one. So I try to catch all the good shit to do a Fuck the Government podcast. I just don't want to do Fuck the podcast. Fuck the Government podcast just on some regular shit. I want to talk about some real shit. You feel me? So like I think this is some real shit to talk about. ICE is not only killing, but they're and they get me already. Well, let me get up out of here. They're already fucking with my channel already, and it's only 10:03. Okay, but they motherfucking killing people in broad daylight because they're looking into the people that motherfucking survived the boats being blown up. They're being kidnapped and tortured, and are to merge with Israel. So yeah, I think that's some Fuck the Government podcast news. So shout out to everybody again. Catch y'all later for the HHN. If not a HHN, it might be a jam session. We don't know how this game go. YouTube is fucking with me already. So shout out to everybody. I make sure if anybody live, I get my salutes, and then do what I gotta do today. Go out, grab me some blunts, come back, work on some music. I might have a song drop later. Who knows? Who knows? But till then, this is a Fuck the Government podcast. Oh my God, it's Vonta over there. I will be beating you up. So then, shouts out to everybody. And we say fuck the government for these reasons. I forgot to get my disclaimer. They're killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through the disease. Nah. If that four don't make you bad to kill the government, and then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Fuck the government, kill them all. We out.